Navigator. How much longer to our IP, over?
Only 12 minutes, sir.
Top turret to pilot, not a fighter in sight, sir.
Doesn't make sense. This time yesterday, they were knocking the 966 to pieces.
Yeah. They're not gonna let us go through to Marienburg like this. They're letting us fly into something.
The B-17s are approaching the Drepsing line, sir. All fighter groups are airborne and closing in.
Order the fighters to attack.
Yes, sir. All groups attack together as the enemy crosses the Drepsing line.
Kontrolle Danzig zu Vulkan. Kontrolle Danzig zu Vulkan.
Die B-17 nähern sich Drepsing. Die B-17 sind anzugreifen, sobald sie Drepsing überfliegen.
Radio to pilot. I just picked up a German transmission between two of our bands, sir. He kept saying B-17. Doesn't that mean B-17?
Yes. Maybe that was their command station. Ask them where the heck their fighters are. Quit playing hide and seek. I said ask them. If I get it, here they come.
The whole Luftwaffe's out there.
Gut. Gut. Danke. Dankeschön.
Forgive me for interrupting the music, my dear, but I've just been given some news. Do you have any friends in the B-17s? The 918th Bomb Group? Such a pity.
Isn't that Colonel Gallagher, the 918th? On its way to try bombing our Focke-Wulf factories at Marienburg. In East Prussia, too. Such a long way to fly.
Well, my dear, our fighter command is attacking now, and your friends are dying bravely over Drepsing. The bombers will not reach Marienburg. Some of them have exploded in the air. But then, perhaps that's more merciful than spinning down from 15,000 feet in flames, huh? How depressing it must be for Major General Ed Britt, your wing commander. Yesterday he lost the 966th, today the 918th. And for nothing. Poor General Britt. Why doesn't he quit?
12 o'clock high. A QM production. Starring Paul Burt. Also starring Frank Overton and Chris Robinson. With guest stars Edward Mulhare, Victoria Shaw, Andrew Duggan, and special guest star Juliet Mills. Tonight's episode, Siren Voices.
I need a word with you, Joe.
I'm sorry it's bad news that brings you down here, sir.
The Danzig lady broadcast a full account of all of your troubles.
They concentrated the whole Danzig fighter division. They hit us all at once. Out of 24 bombers, I only got 7 through to Marienburg. And 8 or 9 are never coming back, sir.
I see. What about the Focke-Wulf factory?
We barely scratched it.
Is that all?
Yes, sir. And I'm afraid unless we get some good luck, that's all we're ever going to do.
Take a look at this. The Nazis have built 330 Focke-Wulf fighters in the last 20 days. And 218 of them have come from that factory complex.
Where do these figures come from, sir?
British intelligence. They have some pretty good people over there.
I wonder if British intelligence can tell us how German intelligence knew exactly where to hit us this morning.
They waited where they caught the 966 yesterday. It wasn't a very difficult guess. German intelligence is pretty sharp. We're going in there again. They're going to anticipate. It's a thing we live with.
It's a thing a lot of my men die with, sir.
To dance?
There's some room in here.
I've seen others dancing. It's so boring just standing around.
Shh, can we just listen, okay?
Oh, bother that girl.
Well, my dear, your
Come on
Danzig
now,
lady
Sandy,
must be
forget
with
her.
Tomorrow, if I can, I'll bring you messages from some of the men who took part in those disastrous attempts to bomb Marienburg.
Hey, Kamansky, the girls are real jealous.
Knock it off, huh?
Jealous? Of her? She's got nothing but a voice. She's probably ugly.
But the weather here is much nicer than England. I know. Why go on fighting for someone who doesn't care whether you live or die? I miss you awfully. Meet me again tomorrow.
Hey, Comanche, you're losing your date.
Helen's going.
Oh, crap.
Sandy?
Yeah?
She left this.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Helen. Don't let your feelings get hurt so easy. I wasn't ignoring you.
You're in love with a voice. A traitor's voice that gives me a headache.
That's crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sandy. I really don't feel very well.
Don't you ever wonder? I mean, a girl like the Danzig lady, the way she plays and sings. Well, you just wonder.
Will I see you tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have... Oops. You never know. Look, if I'm free, you want me to pick you up?
No, I'll go to the Star and Bottle. Come if you can.
Okay. Good night.
Archie, I have lost 23 ships and crews in 48 hours, and I'm still under orders to knock out that Focke-Wulf complex. I have to have replacement units tomorrow, period. All right. Yes, Colonel, thank you very much.
Send us 10 aircraft by noon tomorrow and then put himself in for a medal.
You know, General, since I do have to go back, I have a kind of wild idea.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, it's a long-shot gamble. I'll need information that we may not be able to get.
Excuse me, General.
Yes?
Confirmation of British intelligence. Took the Nazis only 4 hours to repair the damage you did today.
Which is about what it takes for them to build one fighter, 4 hours. You lose 9 aircraft and 100 men, and they're back in business before you get back to base. Now, no gamble could be much worse.
How did the British get this information? I mean, if we requested something special, do you think they could get it for us?
Well, what's on your mind?
It isn't the German flak, but it's those fighter screens that are knocking us out of the box. But if I can get past those fighters, I know I can handle this job. General, today my radio man picked up a German transmission. And Kamansky, my flight engineer, kiddingly made a crack about talking back to them.
Talking back to them?
Yes, sir. If I could tune into their command transmissions, I would be able to broadcast to their fighter commanders in the air in German. Now, that way I could feed them a lot of false information. False altitudes, phony rendezvous points. Why, I could scramble their fighters all over the sky. Now, granted, it might work only once or twice, but 1 or 2 successful raids are all we really need.
Well, you warned me. It was wild.
However, I would have to know the German command frequencies and the codes they use for the Danzig fighter division. Now, do you think British intelligence could get me that kind of information?
That's a big order, Joe. Somebody's going to have to stick his neck way, way out.
I don't know. It's the same kind of information that filters out of England every day back to the Nazis. That Danzig lady seems to know what we're going to do before we even do it. Are you saying the Germans are that much smarter than we are?
Hold the phone. He didn't say it was impossible. See what British intelligence has to say.
Yes, sir.
Here, pop it. Oh, what is this? Look, I just came to see the lady, fella.
Thank you. Stop it. Bring him inside.
What is this? All right, knock it off.
Father, please tell him the truth.
Sergeant, I was once an officer in His Majesty's service, and Mayhew was my orderly. He is sometimes overprotective of my daughter and me.
Tell him, Father.
Mayhew, show the young man out.
No, Father, not this time.
I reckon he thinks we're spies, sir.
No, we're not spies. Spies would kill you, Sergeant. We simply ask that you leave this place and never return.
Why, Father? He hasn't done anything.
Helen, be still.
No. No. Father, you're not just hiding anymore. You're cringing and skulking and hurting people, and it's doing something bad to you, and I won't let it. I won't.
Helen.
My name isn't Helen Graham. It's Helen Conboy. You see, he doesn't even know what we're talking about.
Helen, how can I protect you if you behave this way? Sergeant, my name is Major Conboy, Royal Welsh Fusiliers retired. I'm sure that you'd press on now until you learned what we may as well tell you. Our name has reduced us to the circumstance in which you find us. I once had 2 daughters, Sergeant. This was the other, Patricia. In her own way, she'll make the name of Conboy as famous as that of Guy Fawkes or your own Benedict Arnold.
My sister is a traitor. The Danzig lady.
Okay. Schedule these new crews now for training flights back to back, daylight to dark. I want to get this transition period over just as fast as we can.
All right. If they're in by noon tomorrow, I'll have them up again by 1300.
Fine. Come in.
Well, interesting evening?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have something to report.
Yes, what is it?
It's about a breach of security, sir. I mean, possibly a breach of security.
Oh?
This girl I've been out with, she's a real nice kid, but it turns out that she's the Danzig lady's sister.
Her sister? Oh, who is she?
She's been going by the name of Helen Graham. I met her father and some kind of servant they have. It just seems like they're hiding out, sir.
Are you suggesting that they're in touch with the Danzig lady?
I can't say that. It seems to me they would have killed me if they were spies, and I don't ever remember saying anything they could have used. But if one member of the family's a traitor, that could be where the information's leaking out, sir. That's all I can figure.
Yeah. Okay, Sandy, you better make a full report.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Colonel Gallagher. Put me through to counterintelligence and scramble it.
Das ist ein Überraschung. I was just going to the market.
Market? What for?
I have to prepare for tomorrow's broadcast. And I thought a quiet evening would be nice. So I'm going to make supper for us here.
Supper? Can you cook?
That's a secret. Wait and see.
I love you, my little English.
You'll not get any supper at all if you're going to stand here nuzzling the cook. Come back at 7, huh? And, shave.
British have given us the complete report. Major Conboy and Helen have been kept under constant surveillance ever since the other girl, Patricia, turned up in Germany as the Danzig lady. They have a clean bill of health.
Apparently, someone identified the Danzig lady a few months ago. The story made headlines. Ever since then, the Major and his daughter Helen have had a pretty rough time.
You mean they really are just trying to hide from it?
They're in the clear. So are you.
Is it all right if I still see Helen, then?
That's up to you, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Now, as for your harebrained idea, the British have put an agent at work obtaining the Luftwaffe's codes and frequencies. You can go ahead with your scheme if we get the information in time.
But don't you think we will, sir?
I have my doubts, primarily, I suppose, because I cannot comprehend the kind of nerve it takes to be a spy.
Ja, Fräulein.
Das Einkaufen ist so aussteigend. Haben Sie richtigen Kaffee?
Nein, Fräulein. Reichskaffee.
Everything is Ersatz these days.
Kommen Sie mit mir, Fräulein? Die Speiskarte, Fräulein. I'm being watched. If they close in, you know what to do.
Checkmate.
Servieren Sie richtige Butter?
Nein, Fräulein. Reichsbutter. London wants details on the Danzig air defense at once. The details are in this matchbox.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Gestapo, Fräulein. Your identity papers, if you please.
Gentlemen.
What is this?
It seems to me to be a crude invasion of a lady's apartment.
Sir, I must report the lady has been followed.
From the coffee shop where she was accosted by a waiter.
A British spy, sir. We have the man in our custody.
I knew it. He must have recognized me. He spoke to me in English.
Sir, I do not understand.
The lady's making a full report.
It was dreadful. He must have known he was being watched. He whispered to me, "Help me, miss, help me." And when I said, "I don't know what you're talking about," he turned and ran.
But, sir, the lady ran too.
I was frightened.
Calm down, Miller. This is Patricia Conboy, the Danzig lady.
Oh, well, I can see that another Englishman would...
Revolting little man. Oh, Kurt, can't I have protection?
Of course you can.
And does all this have to continue now? I have to prepare for the broadcast.
We have all we need for now. If there's anything further, may we call on you?
Of course.
Gentlemen.
Oh, Kurt, I'm sorry. Would you mind if we forget the supper?
Of course not, darling.
Thank you, Corporal.
We're all set up.
E flat. E.
F sharp.
Fighter Group 22, code name Zircon. Fighter Group 201, code name Capricorn. Fighter Division Air Commander, code name Vulcan. Here's a list of their rendezvous designations and their command radio frequencies. They change them once a week, but that gives us a 4-day leeway.
Well, I can be ready in 24 hours. And this will get us to Marienburg at least one time. General, this is really terrific. How did they manage us? I mean, how were they able to get it so fast? Do you know?
A little bluebird told them.
Yes, sir. radio compartment. We're turning off our diversionary heading now, going straight to Marienburg.
Kamansky, Froelich, are you standing by?
Yes, sir. Okay, let me know the minute you hear any Luftwaffe transmission.
Yes, sir. Ich verspreche, ich werde es Ihnen so schwer wie möglich machen. Heil! I only hope my Milwaukee accent doesn't get in the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, at once. Goering. Der Dicke is fretful. Scramble the entire interceptor force at once by order of Reichsmarschall Goering.
Achtung, Achtung! Kontrolle Danzig an Vulkan. Kontrolle Danzig an Vulkan. Alle Kampfflieger steigen auf und vereinigen sich mit Gruppe 22 bei D116.
Froelich, the pilot. They're sending up the whole force to join the 22nd group at D for Dog, 116 behind the Dreepzig line, sir.
All right, Sergeant, now go to work. Send them away to the south.
Yes, sir. South it is. Achtung, Achtung! Controller Danzig to Zirkan. Controller Danzig to Zirkan.
Hören Sie! Hören Sie zu!
Gruppe 22 macht Schwenking nach Süden. Treffel bei F130. Treffel bei F130. Controller Danzig to Vulkan. B17. Epsilon 130. Höhe 10.000. Vector 120. Die B17s auf dem Flug nach Posen.
Posen? They're not going to Posen, they're going to Marienburg. That's an American lying. Achtung, Achtung! Ich bin Oberst Galland. Treffen bei D116 zur Verteidigung von Marienburg.
Uh-oh, Skipper, they've got Colonel Helen himself on the air now.
Okay, then tell him he's the American jamming a channel.
Right. Achtung, Achtung, Vulkan zu allen Gruppen. Ein Amerikaner ist an dieser Wähler. Er nennt sich Oberst Halland.
Nein! Achtung! Ich bin Halland!
Das ist er. Alle Vulkangruppen schaffen auf Wähler 3 und wird südlich.
Pilot to Bombardier. PDI sent it, it's all yours. Pilot to crew. I give you the Focke-Wulf Fighter Factory, Marienburg, East Prussia.
Though it was a good idea using our codes and frequencies, but the bombing was done so poorly. Some innocent civilians were killed, but the Focke-Wulf factory went undamaged. Too bad. Too bad.
I hate to call her a liar on top of everything else, but we hit that factory dead center.
If you will notice, sir, the lack of cohesiveness, the absence of thematic pattern.
I am no musician, Müller. Are you?
It so happens I also play the piano, Colonel. And it is a state radio propaganda broadcast. It would be ingenious. And in fact, almost quite safe for her to...
Now, Unsinn!
Since I saw her in the coffee shop, I have had her constantly watched. And out of respect to you, Colonel, I must advise you, any further association with a lady might be the undoing of your otherwise brilliant career.
Miller, if you say one more word, I will kill you.
Of course. But you will not betray your country.
Repairs will take 10 days. Codes changing, new ones soon if needed. Damage to target 50%. Well, 50% damage isn't good enough. I guess we'll have to go back again.
I'll send the 966 back in as soon as they're up to strength.
No. General, I'd like to finish this job. I only lost 3 aircraft today.
The next one could be rough, Joe.
Yes, sir, I know. But when I think about what this agent must be going through right now, well, I don't like to sentimentalize, sir, but I'd like to fly this last one as a tribute to him.
Prost.
Kurt, what is the matter? Is it something the Air Ministry said? Do they really think you can go on protecting Marienburg indefinitely?
Some people may actually have realized that one day, perhaps, we may lose the war.
Kurt, they're not blaming you for what happened, are they? For the enemy's success?
I don't know, my dear. I've changed the codes. I have 1 or 2 tricks up my sleeve. We shall see. You seem to be out of cigarettes.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling, I forgot.
I'll go and get some. I won't be a moment. Lock the door after I've gone.
Offers new codes and frequencies. But I warn you now, it won't be so easy today. Okay, let's go.
Hello, darling. Kurt, are you going to fly?
The B-17s are coming.
Marienburg again, you think?
Patricia, do exactly as I tell you. You must stay here until Hofstein comes. Then you are to go with him.
I don't understand, Kurt. What is it?
He will take you to an airplane which will fly you to a spot near the Swiss border. There a car will be waiting to drive you out of Germany.
So now I'm a traitor everywhere.
I have sent a message to the Gestapo. I've tried to time it so that you have about half an hour. Hofstein knows. But he will not betray us. No one else knows.
And how long have you known?
That information you took from my briefcase was all false, intentionally.
And I sent them the wrong codes.
I could not permit you to send them the right ones. I'm a soldier. And I'm a German. am also a man who has loved you.
Oh,
Get on the secret frequency, please. All right, you are on the secret frequency.
Yes, sir.
Scramble the interceptor force. Inform all units that Colonel Halland in person will fly Division Command. Only orders given by a female voice are to be obeyed.
Achtung, Achtung.
Frolic to pilot, sir. I can't find him, at least not on the bands we were briefed on. Then keep trying, Frolic. They must be transmitting somewhere. Time to turn, Skipper. Right down the alley. Roger. Pilot's a radio operator.
Radio operator, sir.
They've got something up their sleeve. Code a change of altitude to the formation. We'll descend to 3,500 feet on this turn.
Fräulein, we will take our time now. I'll walk you to the outer door, and there I'll say goodbye. My driver will then take charge.
I'm sorry.
Your life. I'm trying to save your life.
I thank you. I've never shot a man before. Don't move. If I do shoot, they won't hear it. Remember, this is soundproofed. Sorry. Lautsprecher. Station 2.
Pilot to crew. Better stand by your guns. Something's gone wrong with our little trick. We're coming up on the danger zone now. Pilot to flight engineer. Flight engineer, yes, sir. Better get up into your turret. Let Frolic go it alone. Yes, sir.
B-17s, this is Bluebird. Are you reading me?
Hey, sir, I've got something.
B-17s, this is Bluebird. Are you reading me?
Hey, it's a Dane.
B-17s, this is Bluebird. I sent the wrong codes. You have the wrong codes. Vulcan is using channel 333.5. Channel 333.5.
Danzig Control to Vulcan. Danzig Control to all commanders.
Vulcan to Danzig Control. Vulcan to Danzig Control. Come in, please. Over.
The enemy formation is turning south. The enemy formation is turning south.
All groups rendezvous south of Drepsig. All groups rendezvous south of Drepsig.
Vulcan to all commanders. Negative.
Disregard that last transmission. Rendezvous is ordered. TR-27.
Vulkan zu allen Gruppenführern. Achtung, ein Amerikaner ist an dieser Wähler.
All commanders. That was the American.
Vulkan zu allen Gruppen. Hört nicht auf die Stimme. Macht Schwenking nach Süden.
All into...
Kamansky, get up to your turret. Right away, sir.
This is Colonel Holland. The pilots of my squadron, follow me.
Pilot to crew. Fighters at 12 o'clock high. It looks like a squadron, but only a squadron. So keep them off our back. We're only 4 minutes from Marienburg. Pilot to Bombardier.
PDI sent it, Mike, and make it good.
Sir, did you hear any of that radio transmission? From Danzig Control? Yes, enough. I'm glad I was here.
On the way.
Convoy.
Yes, sir.
Sandy.
Look, Helen, the first thing I want to do is to apologize for being so rude the other night.
You were, but Father needed it, and so did I.
And secondly, we really hit Marienburg today. That was our target there, Focke-Wulf factory.
I know.
You do?
Sit down, Sandy.
Helen, what I have to say today isn't all good news. You see, there was a girl that helped us this morning. I recognize her voice. I think your father ought to hear this, too.
I'm here at the request of General Britt. Sandy, some time ago, the British intelligence informed General Britt of the secret of the Danzig lady.
I understand my daughter is dead.
Yes, sir.
But the story I'm going to tell is a story of Pat Conboy. The Honorable Patricia Conboy. And I think the story should begin with, this was a very brave woman.